Hello people, this is Zippy and welcome to my classroom. In this video, I'll be telling you how to manage physical school resources. Yes, so if you're a teacher, if you had a school, if you have someone who's a teacher, please recommend this video to them. And yeah, so we optimize the resources, the little resources we have in school. First thing, inventory and asset tracking. So many places do this, so many companies that sell products do this. I don't know why as schools we're not doing this very well. So this is really key, just to make sure you know how much furniture do you have, how much what do you have, because you see some schools run down completely, yet they had, I don't know, 100 chairs that were donated to the school or that were bought, but at the end of the term they only have half the amount. Where are these things going? So much is getting lost. So you really need to keep tracking, keep an inventory, so that if you are heading a department or heading a school, people know that, hey, this guy Korada, yeah, they know what they're doing, they are following up, and so they will not want to mess up and be caught. And that's why it's important, you as the head, to do regular audits of these things. Okay, if you're going to delegate that task, delegate it to somebody you actually trust. Second thing, resource allocation. This goes without saying. Make sure you have the specific requirements and needs for each department, each classroom, so that you know, okay, this how much am I allocating to this department, how much am I giving this other department. Okay, so if it's sports, of course, sports equipment are not cheap. They need the net for netball, they need all this equipment, whether it's for badminton, the balls for whatever, basketball, if it's tennis, anything and everything that they might need. Some departments might need more resources than others. So if you're able to see the needs and requirements, so that you're not saying, okay, I'll give all departments the same amount of money. No, they might not even need the same amount of money. Okay, so first thing you need to do is to develop a clear system. Third, maintenance and repairs. In Swahili we say usipoziba ufa utajenga ukuta. So simply, if if you don't repair these small things, they end up growing to major things. So you've had this photocopy machine that has been breaking down, and you don't repair it because it miraculously starts working, and so you leave it, and it's not being maintained. One day it will come break down and break down for good, and then you'll have to spend so much money to buy a new one, yet you could have been maintaining these things every single time. So if you own a school, take maintenance very seriously, because many people just leave that aside and they say, if it's not broken, don't fix it. You need to maintain it, because it will save you a lot of money in the long run, rather than now having to buy something totally new when you had the opportunity and the time to just maintain those things regularly. So whatever it is, the school buses, the vans, any kind of equipment that you own in school, make sure there's a professional that is maintaining them on a regular basis. And when we mention maintenance, we forget that there's one equipment that is used a lot, which is software. Okay, we're using computers, laptops that need regular updates of software. That is still part of maintenance. That is a form of maintenance and repairs that need to be done in our schools. So don't just leave it, and you're not putting any antivirus software, as just assuming that things will just be fine, and then things happen that you cannot recover from. Have sustainable practices, and if this is a school, keep just driving this to your students. You need to save water, save energy. You as part of the school, get these power saving bulbs, LED lights, things that don't waste energy. You need They need to see the importance of using less plastic. Okay, so paper is banned in this country, plastic paper. So fine, but we still have lots of plastic bottles all over. Teach the students on responsible disposable ways to dispose of trash, just ways to take care of the environment that is sustainable. That way there'll be very little wastage from themselves, and guess what, you're also building responsible adults in future. Fifth point, reuse and recycle. Yes, those papers that you're printing and you no longer need them, they're printed on one side, the other side is blank, can still be reused. Okay, can still print something else on them. Water. I visited someone in their home, and they have an amazing way to reuse the water. So the water they have showered with, water they have used to wash dishes, goes through a filtration process, and then it's used to water the gardens, it's used to clean the house. I was so impressed. Now I can imagine if we could do that on a large scale. Imagine you have this boarding school that has 500 students or more. How much water would you be able to save if you're able to reuse? Yeah, even things like bottles just being reused, being recycled. We have a long way to go, but this is one great way to just save on resources. Another point is space utilization. Yes, there's a lot of space wastage in so many schools. If you have, let's say, four classrooms, yeah, or four classes or four streams, you don't need four physics labs. Honestly, why do you need four science labs? Let's just say it like that. Yeah, yet they could be reused. Doesn't mean each class needs to have its own lab. No, they can all use the same lab, just at different times. Okay, just space utilization. You don't need a hall for guests, and another hall for theater, and another hall for sports. You could have a multi-purpose hall where it can even be used as a dining hall. Just anything and everything, just to save on space and just manage your resources better and have less to manage, and that means less wastage. Seventh, budget planning. And if you are head of department, head of a school, of any position, please take a class on budgeting and financial management, because you will need it. It is very key. You will not be running a school and fully rely on the accountant or fully rely on the bursar. People have suffered because of that. You need to take charge, learn how to budget, learn how to save on resources, follow up on funds, where they're going, how they're being used. Okay, and if you're in the know-how, you'll be able to prioritize things better and put funds where they're needed. Okay, so you've got all these things, and then what next? So point number 8, safety and security. There's a lot of theft in schools, a lot, and it could be even from the staff, the students, but also even from outsiders. Yes, it's so good to invest in CCTV cameras in the compound, just to get to see what's happening. Schools have lost so many things. You hear even of cows. The school has a school farm, and some cows went missing, and you wonder, how can a cow just go missing? These things do actually happen. I once worked at a school where we went to work the following day. Yeah? So we entered the staff room, and most teachers' desks had been wiped clean, honestly. Like, only exercise books were left. So all textbooks, that were there were gods, and especially a few were left, but like a Kamusi dictionary, specific textbooks all disappeared. And then the form ones, all their desks were wiped clean, no textbooks. The form ones were coming with new textbooks. They have the Good News Bible, they have Word, all those things were wiped out. And you wonder how these people had so much time to go into each and every desk of all those streams of Form 1 and carry those things away and even go to the staff room. I mean, we really need to invest in safety and security in our schools. Can you imagine, we have children in those schools. Yeah, so if we cannot even take care of books, how are we going to take care of people's lives? Okay, that is really key. So schools, please invest in that. Yeah, and this still takes care of things like vandalism. Yes, there are students, and especially like, honestly, boys' schools. I don't know what happens. High schools, if you're even to high school, it is boys only. Most of them, yeah, are in really bad state because of vandalism. I don't know what students do to the furniture and to everything else, but let's learn to take good care of things, so that needs to be driven across. Students need to know the value of things and take good care of things, so that one day even their own things are also going to be taken good care of. Okay, and also that they may learn to appreciate nice things in life, and nice things will come to them. But if they're vandalizing things, then of course the school management stops buying things, because now everything else will just be spoiled. Okay, even access, limit access to specific areas of the school. Okay, the administration block is off limits at a certain time, or just having secure storage. See, the way you would have a safe for very valuable things. Yeah, please have such things. Yeah, lock up the classrooms when there's no one there. Lock up the staff room, and just avoid having giving people temptation, saying, oh wow, it's so easy to walk in and pick things. Have a gate, have a fence around the school. I know so many schools that have no fence around, and at least many of those schools are day schools, so the students pack everything and go home with them in the evening. But if it's a boarding school, wherever there is property, because they're not going to pack up the desks and chairs, so you need to have a fence and a gate just to keep everything secured. Yes, again, to collaboration, have community involvement. Let the alumni, the parents, the neighbors, help contribute things that you need in school, so that because we have very limited resources in many of our schools, and because we cannot afford, we rely on donations. So continue having good community relations around, so that when you're raising funds, people are eager to help out. Okay, that when something is going wrong, the neighbors can come and help out. And I remember there was a story, I don't remember which school this was. There was a school that started burning. I don't know whether it was by accident or the students burned the school, but the neighbors, people who live around the school could see the school is burning, but they never went to help or anything, just because that school never used to help them. Anytime they had community projects, the school would be off limits. Anytime they would go to look for jobs in the school, they were never given an opportunity even to help, like even supply food and stuff like that. You really need to work well, relate well with the surrounding community, because we need them. You need them in the time of need. Okay, so they're the first people who would help in such a scenario. So let's have that, so that we're able to go to people and say, okay, we've run out of food in school, but we have farmers around. Could you please donate a bag of maize, here, a bag of beans there, and you're able to sustain the school. Last but not least, training and awareness. yes, the staff, the students need to be made aware. If you create this awareness, then people will know, because many people act out of ignorance. The people will just take things for granted and not take care of items, and just students will be vandalizing things, not really thinking that, wait a minute, if I vandalize this, my parents will have to pay, or the school fees will be hiked, or things like those. So we need to create awareness even to the staff, whether teaching or non-teaching. They need to know that these things cost money, and if you see a student vandalizing or stealing something, you need to call them out and let them know it is wrong, rather than looking the other way and saying, it's not my property, so it's not my business. No, we need to have that awareness and take good care of these resources, because they're not free. Okay, they're not free. We need them. So many schools lack the basic of the most basic of resources. Others have them in abundance. So let's create a balance. Let's be able to take care of what we have and improvise when we don't. Yeah, and that's it. We've come to the end of this yet another episode. I'm so happy that you have tuned in till this point. Thank you so much. And yes, this being something very important for people who run schools to know. Please share this video, so I can reach them, and comment. Let me know what you do. And has this ever happened? Have you been somewhere where stuff just got lost, like in a massive scale, and you just wondered what exactly happened? Yeah, I'd like to know. Please engage with me. Thank you so much for growing my channel, and I hope to see you in the next episode. I hope this has been a lesson that you won't forget. Ciao.